Drinks? Yeah, good.
Take it.
You want to have another drink just in case you need another?
We're okay. Okay, guys. Hello.
I get it's closer.
Yeah, I think we should hear it. So Dave or Gomo?
Yeah, David.
David or Dave?
David. No one calls me Dave.
That sounds
Especially now with the
patient.
that artist. What they call him, Dave? I think she should put the glasses the way with the black English.
No, él tiene los glasses.
I like this.
Él, whatever,
You look sexy.
whatever he wants to do.
Yeah. They kiss me. Delete, cut that.
So this is David. David is from Brownsville. And when I met David, I was so intrigued. Porque es desmadroso, but he's so smart. And a friend told me he was an immigration lawyer. So I invited him to my podcast because I really want him to like debunk all the hate comments that I get constantly on my social media.
Yo.
I told him. Okay, so por ejemplo, one of the questions I had or that I get on my comments all the time since all this Trump era stupid shit has started, like the regime, no, it's como un regime. People saying, why don't people just come here illegally? This abuse would stop. It's so simple. So ahí es donde me caga when they said immigration is so simple. If it was so simple, we would have already had like an immigration reform a long time ago.
Sure.
No nada más con este president, pero con el otro, con el otro. One of the things that Obama did, he did DACA, which I love. But anyways, so one of my big questions for him was that please debunk this comment where people say it's so simple to come here illegally or be legal. You answer it what your knowledge that you have.
Right. So I mean, it's not simple. I don't think it's ever been too simple. Thank you. But especially now, like it's even harder. It's way more difficult to migrate regularly, legally, whatever. And it's only getting stricter. Like by the week, it's getting stricter. The number of visas available for people that have petitioned, done everything the right way. It's just getting nuked. They're just making the system a lot harder for all these kinds of people. More so for some people, brown people, and it sucks. And
so it's a fact they're making it harder for brown people.
I believe so. I think everyone kind of gets it. He made a comment a few years ago where he's like, "Why don't we get people from like Norway and Sweden?" And I'm like, okay, so white people. Do you remember he made that comment? He's like, "Why don't we get people from over there?"
These criminals, every criminal comes in different colors. What the fuck does that even mean?
Right. And it sucks. It sucks that this is happening. This nation does have an immigration issue. Like I agree with that. It always has, right? But you got to bring the right people to the table and let some of the best minds come up with the system. Our immigration system currently is like decades and decades old. So it's not really working, even before Trump.
Yeah.
The first Trump. Right. And so there's, a lot of Latin American countries. There's a lot of Latin countries, that have been just destabilized sometimes by us directly. And so now those people, like, it's always a ripple effect. And so maybe like 10 years, 20 years later, we get an influx of them trying to just seek a better life over here, right?
Mm-hmm. So
to deny those people at the border, to tell them you can't ask for asylum, to tell them you got to wait in Mexico, you got to go through CBP-1, that's not even a thing anymore. It sucks. These people are trying to do it the right way.
How long have you been in immigration?
6 years? 6 going on 7.
And why did you want to be an immigration lawyer specifically?
I don't know. It kind of just happened. Everybody, you go to law school, you got a plan. I want to work on Wall Street or whatever the fuck, and then just shit changes around. It's just you get led just places you never thought you'd be. I felt sour against immigration. My father was deported twice
There you go. That's one reason.
under Obama's administration,
Yeah.
by the way. And so, I was kind of like, I don't really want to touch that. You know what I mean? I want to get out of my comfort zone, and I am bilingual, right? And so it was just like, yeah, but I want to do something else, oil and gas, something like whatever. But it just happened that way, and I liked it. I get it. And so,
Because you help people.
awesome. During COVID, it was really hard to keep a job. Now I made
Everybody.
one of the offers, people that reached out and offered me a job was what was it, like a landlord tenant type of firm,
Mm-hmm.
and excuse me, landlord tenant, and it was like kind of like helping evict people during COVID. I was just like, yeah, fuck no, money was good, but I was like,
That's so mean.
I mean, I like
That's
fighting.
me. Imagine like doing that to a mom, a single mom, or algo así. Oh, okay. Anyways, going back to my question though, like how the question is that I get a lot is again, like immigration is not simple. So the people that say that people could just come here and like do their papers. Tell me if I'm wrong when I say this, like it takes like almost sometimes 30 years, 20, 25 years to become a US citizen.
I know a few years ago to wait for a visa, like if it's your sibling that's asking for you, you know what I mean? It was like 22 years for Mexico.
Exactly.
I can only imagine that right now that wait time is,
Even, yeah.
and that means they're in their country of origin, like
Yeah.
and they're just kind of waiting. I mean, they're gonna be like their grandpa by the time actually.
Yeah.
So,
And like what I've said before too, I said that if you don't have enough, if the government, either government from your own country and the United States government doesn't see you have enough money in your bank, they won't give you a tourist visa. Is that true? Yes or no?
I don't really deal with tourist visas.
Mm-hmm.
It's more so like when they're already here. I don't know. I've never asked for one, so yeah, I don't know how to answer it.
But that's like a fact though. Like you can't just like, most people are very low income. They can't just come here with a visa.
Right.
Yes.
And they want to make sure that when you come here on a tourist visa, like you don't, come here to work. It can be for
Exactly.
a month or some weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
But that they will casually ask you questions like, "Oh, Seth, like I like, where do you work?" And then sometimes they accidentally like they'll renew tourist visas, but they're over here like being a nanny or whatever.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Oh, like the family
Eventually people will be working like
Right.
illegally or whatever.
the family I work for like has this and that and like whatever," and then they're like, "Oh, so they're working, shouldn't be working. Actually, man, can you step aside over here?" And
Yeah.
habits.
So it's like when people say it's simple, it is not simple. It's a very complicated system. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Immigration.
Regular
complicated.
migration is already super complex and getting more difficult.
Mhm.
Were the people doing it the right way?
Yeah.
So people that are, whatever, showing up at the border, like they have it even way harder.
Yeah.
Now almost impossible.
But the right way is mostly people that are not well off, but like they have some kind of money to actually get the visa for them and their family and everything. Most people they don't have that money. So the simple thing to do is to come here, swim, coyotes. I mean, if you're lucky enough to get a tourist visa, overstay, like it's not simple by any means. So like when MAGA attacks me and says like, "Oh, why don't people just do it?" I was like, one, this was our land. One. So two, you guys were the colonizers. Like you guys came and colonized everything. And California, Texas was Mexico. Texas.
If we fix and do something serious about migration and the way we handle it, including asylums and
Everything.
detention, everything, if we improve that, the illegal manners, like the black
Will
markets,
go down.
coyotes, and
Todo eso.
all that stuff. That's the horrible trafficking that happens, like that will improve. But then my question is, like, do they want that to improve? Like, they're getting arrests out of it. They're Republicans get to call it, get to call them like the criminals.
Yeah, so who else are they going to call the criminals?
That'll go down. You know what I mean?
That's
if we attack it in the right way. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe that's why there hasn't been an immigration reforms, because they need to call somebody like,
Yeah, I mean, Republicans can always say, hey, look, they're coming, they're invading, the murders. Ooh. That's always a talking point, and it gets them in. Like, there are people that,
it's like proven that like
it's a good
immigrants, trans, everybody that doesn't look like the American type is a criminal or whatever. But it's proven that, I mean, I love white people. Like, I'm not racist at all. Like, a lot of my exes have been like white guys and stuff like that. And they've been really nice, like they've never been racist. I would never be with an American that's like racist. Pero, to be truly honest, the white male in America, or maybe even in the world, is like basically the number one predator. Like, it doesn't matter if you're an immigrant or what color you are. If you're going to commit a crime, you're going to commit a crime. And then they like go back with like, oh, there's drugs and stuff that they're bringing. Who are the main consumers of those drugs? Un pasito para mí. Who are the main consumers of those drugs?
I mean, it's the United States.
What?
It's the whole United States. It's the entire United States.
Yes, when they go on vacation to Mexico. ¿Dónde están las droguitas? ¿Dónde están las droguitas? That's the first thing, because they know they can just get it there. Maybe this is rude, but like maybe if Americans stop consuming drugs, there would be no fucking market, honestly.
I got a good example. Greg Evans. That guy, he's been in shit. I could put it, but he's been. Sorry, please. He's been governor of Texas for fucking, I don't know how long.
Hot Wheels needs to go.
And
I'm not. He deserves me being mean to him. I'm never mean, but like, he's a fucking piece of shit. Like, all these fucking baby boomers.
I'm not gonna attack him personally. Maybe I would. But no, you know what, Greg? I bet. Slow it around.
There you go.
And then,
There's David. Coming up. I was waiting for that shit.
he's been our governor for so long, but every time he rallies and campaigns and this and that, he's just like, bro, we need to improve this. I'm gonna improve on this and that. We're still at the bottom of so many like different like rankings for like education and
Yes.
everything. And then I'm just like, motherfucker, you've been in power. You've been in power for so long. I don't know how, like, I guess MAGA and just like, conservatives, Republicans, how do you still buy his shit? Like, maybe let's change that. Dude, Beto would have been, I think, so good. I've been on
Because you're so lucky I've never met him.
He spoke at my law school, and then at the House of Blues, he campaigned there too, like a week or two later.
Because he's like a real person. He's even gotten in trouble. ¿Ya? ¿Ahí vienes? ¿Te vas a meter al podcast a mí?
No puedo.
¿Cuántos dedos tengo? Amigo, ¿te metes al podcast?
No.
You're shy.
I'm gonna use that glass for it.
Hmm?
I'm gonna use your glass for a shot.
I ain't gonna lie. I learned a lot right now.
¿Ya ves? Thank you. See, this is right.
I didn't
Right.
like. I was into it, but not really into it. But now that I make it
You see? That's my whole goal.
like shit, that's really,
Like, I didn't know this.
really deep.
That's
More than we thought it was deep.
Yeah, that's good. Me too.
I've seen him twice.
Kind of was deep. But I didn't know it was that fucking deep.
A lot. You're Chicano, right?
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh,
That's the thing. And I'm sure you have a lot of like MAGA Chicano friends.
Yeah.
Brown MAGAs.
I do, but I'm just like I can't.
Brown MAGAs.
I can't be like.
This thing is staring at me.
I feel like angry and like I can't correct them like I should correct.
You can. These are your guy friends.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like
Your friends accountable.
Yeah.
Are you held accountable?
Yeah.
hold your friends. If you disagree with them, say that.
Yeah, yeah, sorry.
Ya empezamos. No, pero usted. Está bien, está bien. Métanse, amigos, al podcast. Por eso te digo, mira, if you disagree con un amigo, say something. Y no tienen que dejar de ser amigos. Pero if you disagree, like, man, I don't agree with it. You need to say something. Hay un influencer, un muchacho, que dice, el problema es que muchos amigos, tienes tu grupo de amigos, but nobody holds anybody accountable. Ay, sí, vamos a hacer esto. And if somebody doesn't like it, they still go along with it. So, y este muchacho, he's liberal, whatever. Pero he says, hey, I used to have a lot of MAGA friends. And I lost friends porque I disagree. I have more.
Why'd you have a lot of that? You put your input.
Because I had them. I didn't know. My most Mexican friend was like MAGA. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you just got your papers, pendejo.
It's called pulling the ladder up. Now that I've made it, now that I'm in there and I got my papers, move the ladder up.
So some feel like they got their papers. They feel like you're involved. Well,
I see that a lot. I see that a lot in
A lot of my friends came out MAGA. And I'm like, because they care, the economy. And when you ask them, what about the economy? They have no idea.
you don't make that much more.
Exactly. Stay with your 80,000, 60,000.
It's when you get to the ranks of like 600 billion at the leg brass.
You're
able to,
you could say something.
yeah.
You're relevant. Say, no, shut the fuck up. Yeah.
you're a major
You drink.
you're a major shareholder somewhere and
Yeah.
you're making boss moves. You're sitting courtside at the Rockets. Like that. That's
All Lakers.
when you start being buddies with these guys who are it's so
I
frustrating.
guess, like I say right now, I guess I'm not educated enough to know what's going on. And I think I'll be honest to say that. A lot of
I love that. But see,
people are not going to say that. A lot of people are going to go
Thank you.
to ignorance to what everybody's saying,
see.
and then just going to go with the flow.
So that's the whole point. That's why I want to bring awareness because it's like you didn't know a lot of things because you were born here. It's a privilege. Honestly, as Hispano, I would be so privileged to be born here. I wasn't born here. I had to work. To like get some kind of like status, right? And it's just like I love the Latinos that understand the struggle, even though they're American. If you're a Latino and you're American, you have the privilege to be born here. Consider yourself fucking lucky because you know who brought your ass over here, or their parents, or somebody else, or your great. You know, it's like. You cannot be okay with eyes breaking windows or exploding doors where there's families in there.
Get into them.
They don't even do that to the pedophiles here. Oh, I have a mental health problem. ¿Y por qué no ustedes tratan así ellos?
They're protecting more than they bad.
But you know what I'm saying?
Fuck pedophiles.
But it's true. If anybody should be lynched live in front of everybody, or should be like fucking neutered,
I know you can set
don't
this out.
No, I'm not gonna cut this out.
I know I've been in prison,
I'm not gonna cut this out.
and they take care of more than pedophiles. Like the inmate, they just
That's disgusting.
like they protect them so much.
And those inmates have to take care of business. They don't like kill them.
If they don't,
I heard it was going to do the way around.
like you're talking about this, they're protective. If you mess with them,
I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would say
I think they put them like at a certain.
no.
Like different.
That was more
Like no.
no. It's called FRIA, so that means you cannot touch them. They're protected, so they're not. They used to be housed.
Maybe because they were killing them.
Not no more. Now, if you touch them, they'll add extra sentence to your.
And if I'm in there for life, bro, I'm hunting them.
If you're there for life, if
I'm in there for life,
if you're there for 2 years, they you touch them, they're gonna have the extra year.
I think because they were, I don't want to use the K word, they were unaliving them. It got so bad. I think that they were like, we can't keep, you know, I don't know. That's my,
Then the prison's so big, so you imagine how many pedophiles are out there. How in the hell are you gonna house them?
Dude, it's